I'm Craig Adams from AM 930 WEOL. Behind the camera, Bruce Bishop from the Chronicle Telegram, and our guest today, Lorain County Commissioner Ted Kalo. Ted, thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you. Always a pleasure to have some discussion about what's going on within the county.
Well, today we want to talk about economic development, specifically what's going on in the city of Lorain. Some opportunities, I guess we call it an opportunity zone, along the Black River. What's that about?
Okay. What it starts with is the opportunity zones were a designation the federal government allowed the states to give to areas that were distressed. Lorain County Community Development put together a package with sites within the city of Lorain and the city of Elyria that met the federal guidelines. We were awarded half a dozen of those. We have 5 in the city of Lorain and 1 in the city of Elyria, where the opportunity is for investors who have capital gains on their investments and their stocks can redirect that into these areas and then get a deferment or lowering of their tax bill. So it gives people the ability to reutilize their dollars without paying taxes, and everybody always likes to not pay taxes. So it's a very good program. Our Community Development Department did a great job with it, and we held a forum on Thursday of last week discussing that with many developers, site selectors, and bankers from across the Northeast Ohio region.
Let's talk a little bit about some of those properties. What had they been used for?
Well, a lot of them were the old industrial properties along the Black River Landing. We actually took 2 boatfuls of the interested parties actually on trips from the far north Finger Lakes of the Black River all the way back behind the old U.S. Steel or the U.S. Steel Republic area to show them available properties and the ability and the programs that are available to them if they're interested in doing what we call an expression of interest, where they request additional information or they want to put a plan forward on possible use of those properties.
Can these properties be used sort of as is, or do they need to be cleaned up or rehabbed in any way?
Well, a lot of the properties are in very good shape at this point. The county and the city of Lorain have been able to generate millions of dollars in grants to clean up the Black River. The Black River is extremely clean now versus the old days in the 70s when I was a kid. They said, don't eat fish more than once a week. It's not good for you. It's really improved. And we have the area-wide planning grant that was brought in to decide what could happen with those properties once they're all cleaned up. Now, as we made this presentation, I did a PowerPoint in regards to available funding opportunities and help that government can do, whether it's the City of Lorain, the City Port Authority, Lorain County Community Development, and or Lorain County Port Authority. That gave people options. And then we had some really great speakers in who would talk about those opportunities. But in regards to cleaning up the property, the county does have money to do phase 1 evaluation and phase 2 sampling to help kickstart those projects.
When I look at that downtown area, the first thing I see, of course, without going up the river, would be the old pellet terminal site in Lorain. Would that be one of those sites?
Correct. That's the north side of the Basque Bridge, which they call the Finger Pier area. And that's got a lot of discussion, a lot of interest in it. So we're looking to really expound upon that interest and bring it all the way down the river. The Black River Landing has exploded with all the entertainment, actually #1 rated music venue on the Great Lakes now, with the Rockin' on the River, plus all of the other attractions they bring to our downtown and riverfront, along with the arts and the new business that opened to Speak of the Devils, the new brewery that's planning on opening up, what's always happening exciting at the Palace. So we're trying to put all that together as a package is why you should come to downtown Lorain.
Going back to that meeting you had with these development people, what kind of feedback did you get? What are they interested in?
Actually, a lot of great feedback after the fact. During, there were some great questions, but after the fact, I'm fortunate enough, my son is an underwriter with Huntington Bank, and he was there as part of business, and he said there was a lot of discussion amongst those that were there about the opportunity now versus people have looked at it 5, 6, 7 years ago. They've now come back and gone, wow, look at the opportunities down here, and look what we can do, and look at the direction the city's going in.
What might some of those sites be used for? What are some of the possibilities?
Oh, anywhere from entertainment, the flats, let's say, type, on the river or a Huron River look, all the way to heavy industrial. If you go all the way down to the backside of the river, you've got the terminal ready mix back there, Falbo Construction, you've got the stone quarries back there, you've got the steel plant back there. So it's all industrial area back there. So there's a lot of opportunities in all sectors to fill those acreage of property.
And I would think, too, for anyone who might be interested in one of those sites, the sight of a large freighter coming down the river right past your business can be pretty attractive, too.
Oh, it is. It's one of the draws to downtown overall is seeing those large freighters coming in. The Basco Bridge, the second largest Basco Bridge in the world. And the Ohio Department of Transportation right now is putting $25 million into rehabbing it. And then we hope to have it lit again, as we had in the past. So, yeah, you see the big freighter down coming through the channel. You see the bridge opening up. When it's lit, it's just an amazing sight. So, I mean, that gives you something other locations don't have as a selling point for your business.
When you look at those properties, do you feel that you need one to get going to spark the others, or not necessarily so?
Not necessarily. I think because the different types of business that can go along the entire riverfront, I think it's going to be singular, whether it's a heavy manufacturing, a shipping facility, or if it's going to be entertainment at one end, drawing people. It's going to have a dynamic. It's going to be a mixed use, truly, along with the tie-in to downtown with the new streetscape improvement coming in, people living downtown, the small businesses opening up there. So I think it's going to be individually. It's not going to be, let's make this an industrial complex. We already have that on the other side off of Colorado Avenue with the industrial park, which would be all industry. I think the riverfront will give you multiples of businesses.
You mentioned the different parties involved, a lot of parties there to help out to get things rolling. If someone were interested in a property, what would they do first? Where would they go?
Well, actually, you have 4 points of contact on that. The City of Lorain, of course, the Lorain Port Authority, Lorain County Community Development, and the Lorain County Port Authority. So we have 4 different avenues for people to reach out to. And I think that just makes it easier for people when they talk about what's going on. And it's being marketed very well. We had the National Association of Industrial and Office Properties actually hosted this event and did all the invitations and brought the speakers in. So it's being marketed, and NAIOP, which is their acronym, is a national entity. So I think we're going to get the visibility now with the packages that are put together to help people move forward in investing in Lorain.
As a national movement, were some people there, some people who attended your conference, thinking to themselves, wow, I never knew this was here?
That was a lot of the comments, especially people who aren't familiar with Lorain and had heard the stories about Lorain. No different than Cleveland where the river was on fire. You have all those old stories and nobody's, paid attention to what's been going on. I think that they were all impressed. Everybody I spoke to who took the boat trips and those who afterwards, in regards to the presentations, were just, blown away on what's available now and how Lorain's turning around.
So again, if somebody wants to get started, if they want to take a look at a property, take a boat tour, what do you recommend? Where should they start?
Either Lorain City Port Authority or Lorain County Community Development, and I'm sure we can post the numbers and contacts on the screen of this taping.
Well, Ted, thank you for the information. A lot of, as you say, opportunities here in the Opportunity Zone.
Yes, thank you very much. Always a
Yep.
pleasure.
I'm Craig Adams. This has been Leadership Through Partnership, presented by the Lorain County Commissioners.